One of the challenges. I think the other challenge was, of course, that India is such a large country, and
Good evening, sir. It's
Hi.
an honor to be here and
Pleasure.
in your presence.
Pleasure.
And basically, I wanted to ask you, we've all seen the success of Satyameva Jayate. I want to know what your challenges were, because to me, inspiration comes from the fact that one can overcome those challenges and get success. So, if you could mention one or two challenges that you faced.
I think there were a number of challenges that were there in front of us. I think one of the challenges was uh, that the people who make up our show, the men and women who come on our show and speak to us, their stories and what they are is hugely important to us, and that is something that we try and always remember and make sure that we never ignore, that the people are above everything for us. That is something that we always have treated as a challenge, because sometimes in your as creative people, as communicators, in your urge to communicate, sometimes we can get insensitive in trying to communicate what we want to. So in this case, our effort was to tell ourselves that no, but that is fine, we will communicate, but this person right now who's in front of us is the most important person. And so that is one of the challenges. I think the other challenge was, of course, that India is such a large country, and we speak multiple languages. So how do you communicate on a broad level with everyone? So we went into multiple languages. Our show comes out and it's dubbed in, I think, 3 or 4 other languages. It's subtitled in another 2 or 3 languages. So these are the kind of challenges that we had, I think, in SMJ. Challenges of communication, basically. Yeah.
One question, Krishna Patil, India's youngest Mount Everest climber and a friend. Come on, huge round of applause. If you ask me who my inspiration is, she is my inspiration. I can't climb Mount Mary.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
So my question is, as youngsters that are trying to do change, one of the things that, like she said, parents say that you can't do anything. When it comes to authoritative figures, or say school principals, or people in the government that you go to a project with, and that give you a downright no, how do you, as a nobody, as someone that has no past to stand by and say that yes, I can do this, how do these youngsters go forward?
I just add that.
Just don't listen to them.
No, but you need that
but
approval.
Amit, there's a
communication.
I know what you're saying. There's a background to this, because at 19 when she climbed Mount Everest, after being India's youngest to climb Mount Everest, to actually climb the next 8,000 peak, she went around, and I mean the stories is like, when we heard these stories, we were like nearly weeping. That if somebody who's climbing Everest cannot get funding, and the government, forget the government still in some instance, but people are, so they just, she's coming from a
It's like they say, if you climb Everest, हमारे company का क्या होगा? Why should we? So how do you overcome that, and how do you make them understand that because you want to change that?
You have to fight it. You have to fight it, and you have to find your own way. I think when I got into my career as an actor, in the early years of my career, I was also not a very, in fact, after my first success, the next few films I had were not very successful. And I went through an initial stage of a number of films of mine not doing well. They were not even very good films, I'm afraid. So that was a tough time for me. And at that time, I would face similar challenges where I wanted to do something and I was unable to because people wouldn't listen to me, or people didn't have faith in me, they didn't trust me. So all of us go through that. But I feel that there is no other way, and there is no easy way, and there is no magic way to get through it. You have to be convinced about what you feel and fight it. Importantly, never compromise with what you believe in. I think that's the one thing that I have lived by. And I'll give you an example. I don't know how many people, you all are very young, you all probably don't know about this. Very early in my career, my first film came out, Kya Se Kya, big hit. Then number of films came out, were not very good. The media labeled me as a one-film wonder. And rightly so, I had a number of films which I was working on, which I was not very happy with. Because I was very inexperienced at that time. So I took on films and took on scripts. And then realized that, hey, wait a minute, the director is the most important. I may have liked the story, I may have liked the script, but if the director is not good, he's going to take us to the cleaners. I just want to thank you guys. It was really fun talking to all of you. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thanks.
There's a